The 6 critical mistakes that even Captain Edward Smith, a man with 40 years of experience at sea, failed to notice. Mistakes that, if avoided, might have made Titanic famous for its success rather than its tragic disaster. Welcome back to Balak Channel, everyone. That day, the Atlantic Ocean was eerily calm, with no sign of a storm anywhere on the horizon. Around 1,500 passengers had already boarded the ship, while thousands more stood along the docks, watching in awe as Titanic prepared for her maiden voyage. Neither the passengers on board nor the loved ones waving goodbye had the slightest idea that this grand departure would become not just her first journey, but also her last. In the early 1900s, competition between major shipping companies was fierce. The White Star Line wanted to build ships that were not just bigger, but far more luxurious than anything the world had ever seen. So they created RMS Titanic. Stretching over 882 feet in length, her designers proudly highlighted a system of watertight compartments. First-class passengers walked through grand staircases, dined in elegant restaurants. Meanwhile, third-class passengers, many of them immigrants, were sailing toward America in search of a better future. On April 10, 1912, Titanic departed from England on her maiden voyage to New York City. As Titanic crossed the North Atlantic Ocean, other ships transmitted warnings about icebergs drifting ahead. But Titanic continued at high speed, and the sea appeared unusually calm, almost harmless. Then, at 11:40 p.m., a lookout suddenly noticed a dark shape looming in the night sky. "Iceberg, right ahead!" The ship tried to turn, but it was too late. The iceberg scraped along the side of Titanic, tearing open multiple compartments. Water began pouring in. At first, passengers didn't understand the danger. The ship barely shook. Some even joked about the little bump. But deep below deck, engineers saw the truth. Titanic would sink. Crew members rushed to prepare and lower the lifeboats, but there simply weren't enough for everyone on board. Maritime safety laws at the time were outdated, based on a ship's tonnage rather than the total number of passengers. Women and children first quickly became the rule, as officers tried to maintain order. But many lifeboats were lowered half empty. At first, passengers couldn't believe that a ship this massive could actually sink. Some refused to leave the warmth and light of the deck for the dark, freezing ocean below. As the front of the ship slowly dipped into the water, fear began to spread. The tilt of the deck grew steeper. Panic replaced disbelief. Still, the ship's musicians continued playing, hoping to calm the crowd. Their music floated through the cold night air. The great, unsinkable ship was dying. Hours later, rescue ship RMS Carpathia arrived and began pulling survivors from the lifeboats scattered across the freezing ocean. Only about 700 people survived. 6 major mistakes which became the main reason. Mistake number 1, ignoring iceberg warnings. On April 14, 1912, Titanic received multiple wireless warnings about icebergs in the North Atlantic. Some messages were delayed, others never reached the bridge, and some were not treated with urgency. Slowing down or changing course might have prevented collision. Mistake number 2, high speed in a dangerous area. Titanic was traveling at nearly 22 knots, extremely fast for iceberg conditions. The higher the speed, the less time there was to react once danger appeared. Mistake number 3, not enough lifeboats. There were only 20 lifeboats, far too few for everyone on board. Regulations were outdated and didn't match the ship's efficiency. Mistake number 4, lifeboats launched half empty. Several lifeboats left partially filled because passengers and even crew didn't fully grasp the danger at first. Mistake number 5, overconfidence in being unsinkable. Watertight compartments gave a false sense of security,
but they weren't sealed at the top. God bless you all. Thanks for watching.